I am here.
Oh, there we go. The amazing Ron Deering. All right, Ron. Chris and I put this meeting together because I have a lot of people interested. One or two have already joined in with us, but I've got a few are still looking and gathering a lot of information. Several of these ladies have done network marketing before, so they probably have a little bit of questions for you. I know that you've done a lot of network marketing. They've done Herbalife. I have one lady with Rodan Fields, and a few other things in their life. So they've seen a lot of different comp plans, and they've seen how things work, and they kind of want to know a little bit of the questions, the differences of what we're doing in our binary system and what they've been used to. Also, there were some questions on, I guess, how you get paid. And then also, the second section I'd like to ask is, since they've been doing that network marketing maybe years and years ago, when it used to be kind of face-to-face, we're going to have a party, you know, actually one of the ladies just married Kay. So what are the differences now of versus the old Mary Kay ladies where you do parties and meet face-to-face, and how you would shift from doing that face-to-face and then also online? So share your experiences doing that. So if that makes sense, this is Ron Deering, one of my mentors, Chris and I's mentors, has really helped us out, and he's been very, very successful in HempWorks and a lot of other network marketing lives. So if you're going to listen to anybody, listen to Ron. So I introduce Ron Deering.
Thank you, Jana. You and Chris are amazing.
Okay, you're muted, Ron.
Yeah, are you sure? You should be able to hear me, right? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm honored. I'm blessed to be working with Jenna and Chris, and they're just an amazing couple. And you know, like Jenna said, I've been doing this on and off since the 70s, when I was trying to supplement my income being in the military after being drafted, and trying to figure out how I was going to live after a month of Army income and $76. And so I fell in love with what network marketing can do for you. I fell in love with the concept. I fell in love with the idea that by helping other people, we can be successful too. So I've been doing it a long time. And I can tell you from my experience and what I'm finding with my daily choice in HempWorks is I have yet to see in all these years a company, and there's a lot of good ones out there, but what Josh and Jenna have put together is simply amazing. I've never seen a comp plan like this. I've never seen hearts of the owners like this. Every time I talk to Josh, every time I see him, or every time he announces something new, it's something more to put money in the pockets of the field. And what I found in the past is that's always been a juggling act. There's always been ways that the companies are given better things and so forth, but it always seems like there's some other way that, you know, the money isn't coming as much as it could. So when you want to know about what the comp plan is, to me, this comp plan is all about putting as much money back into the field's hands as possible. Things like, you know, I was with another company just recently, and they had a global bonus pool. And their global bonus pool, you could get their global bonus pool. It was amazing. You could get shares, and it was 2%, just like they all are and everything. But you had to get to the gold rank. And the gold rank is probably comparable to our 5K rank. It's actually a little harder to get to. And then when you got to that, if you didn't maintain it every period, then you didn't get a global bonus pool and so forth. So there were all these hoops you had to go through. But my daily choice, you bring in 4 people, customers are paid affiliates, and boom, you get a 2% cut. I mean, that's I've never heard of that before. Most companies charge the fee. Most companies charge a fee to get paid, you know, because they're using a pay card or something like that. There's always, you know, some sort of a fee for you to get paid. I get paid every Friday. Thursday, I find out what it is. Friday morning, it's direct deposited. If it says, and I calculate it out, that I'm supposed to get $200 exactly goes into my account. There's no fee, there's no charge, there's no nothing. It's, you know, what you get, what commission you make, you don't have to pay to get it. You get the full thing. The leadership matching to me is probably the most amazing thing. We have people in the company right now that have brought in maybe one or two people and are making, you know, anywhere from 5,000 to 5 figures a month, because they happen to have brought in somebody that was a superstar and started making a ton of money in the binary. And even though they just came in and are buying one bottle a month, they get a cut. They get a leadership matching bonus on that person. And again, I've never seen that before. You've always had to be a certain rank. You've always had to go up the ranks a certain level. And they just keep on amazing me. This month they're having a promotion. If you bring in 6 people, again, customers or paid affiliate, they're just going to give you 2 products. I've never heard of this, you know. At the convention, they gave away thousands of dollars in cash between every single speaker. They came up and picked 4 or 5 people and gave them cash. They gave away a car, and I've seen that many, many times. In fact, the company I was with before this, I went to their grand opening. They gave away a car. And the person that got the car, I talked to him afterwards, and they're saying, oh, man, this is amazing, but I'm probably going to have to sell it just to pay the taxes. And I don't even know if I keep it how I'm going to get it home. After they gave this car away in October, Josh stood up on the stage with the young lady that won it, who was bouncing off the walls just because she won it. He reached into his pocket and pulled out $3,000 and said, this is going to pay all the taxes, tags, and insurance, licensing and all that. And we're going to pay to have it shipped home or wherever else you want it to go. So they took care of everything. At every step of the way, this company is doing everything they can to put more money back into the pocket of the field. And to me, I've just never seen that. There's always seemed to be a catch, and I've yet to see them go down that path. Josh Swagel at the convention stood up there and told everybody with a, you know, just a staunch face, I will never change this compensation plan unless it puts more money into your pocket. And then he announced a new rank that puts more money into our pocket. So here's what I would like to do is open it up for you guys to ask me questions. And if you want, you know, whatever you want to hear, I can answer your questions for you and tell you a little bit more about, you know, what we're doing. I'm a 50K affiliate. And in fact, this morning I woke up and yesterday I hit 10K affiliate again already. And we're on track to probably hit 100K affiliate this month, the smallest month of the year, right? So the company, our team, everything is exploding. So who's got some questions for me?
Okay, I think, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, Donna and Kathy. Kathy is a new affiliate with me. So I know she was trying to bring Donna in. As far as Kathy is really good. We've done actually a party or 2 together. She's really good face-to-face. And I think what they might have to ask is, you know, this day and age, how do you take it from, you know, the parties at home? How can she have a good, happy marriage between doing that and doing a lot of face-to-face and also some of the online, which will, you know, jumpstart her business a little bit more?
Great question. And Kathy and Donna, I'm from that old school, right? I remember in the old days going to people's homes and having the easels with the paper that you kept turning over and drawing circles and all of that stuff, and going to hotel meetings and so forth. I don't do any of that anymore. In fact, I've got maybe 1 or 2 people locally here in my town that I've even built. What you see we're doing right here is my new face-to-face, belly-to-belly marketing or prospecting and team building. I use Zoom for just about every single thing. If I'm going to meet with do 3-way calls with people, I do 3-way Zooms with them because I want to see your face. I want to see your reactions. I want to know exactly how you are feeling about what I'm talking about. And I can't get that over the phone. That's why I used to love going to Starbucks or going to meetings, because I could talk to people. I could get in front of them. I could see them. So what's the best way to do that now that we've got an international business, now that we've got a business that's spread all over the United States and Canada and Africa and UK and everything, is Zoom. This is an amazing, amazing platform to build your business. Like I said, I'm on this. This is my third or fourth one today alone. And it's just a great way to not only introduce prospects to what you're doing, because guess what? I can share my screen, I can share a video, I can do anything that I could do in the old way. And I don't need to touch bellies. So I don't need to be there personally. We could do this with belly to belly, so to speak, but through the screen, through the internet and through the Zoom platform. And the other thing is that when you want to train your team and you want to do pocket trainings like we're doing right now, this is a great platform to do it on, because again, you can get 100 people on here. You can start training them. You can share your screen. You can, chat back and forth. They can ask questions. You can record it so it becomes a reusable resources. If you get the webinar add-on to it, you can go live into a group. So now you can increase the amount of people that see what you're doing. To me, this is the one tool that I tell people, if you're really serious about building your business, if you're really serious about building a team and growing a legacy, you have to have Zoom. That's the only thing I use. So I hope that answers your question. Anybody else?
Talk to me about the products themselves. I guess what I'm looking, some validation that they're totally safe, because you can just go to numerous websites and see all sorts of things. And I'm just wanting to have some really, really good buzzwords that prove this is better than the next guy.
I'll give you a buzz phrase, okay? And I love this. In fact, my mentor, Robert Hollis, actually patented this. Documentation beats conversation every day of the week. And the one thing that I see with My Daily Choice and HempWorks is, so far, and there may be other ones out there, and my guess is other ones will pop up and attempt to do that. But everything that we have, every batch that goes out has documentation on it, giving you all the chemistry, the chromatology, the microbiology, everything that shows that it is the purest of the pure. By third party, not by HempWorks. We've partnered up. We have an exclusive partnership with a company called GenCanna, and I encourage you to go out to gencanna.com and check them out. They're rated the top in quality and purity, organic, non-GMO, all of the things that you want to know and you want to see in a good product. And it's all documented. It's all documented. Everything that we do in this company is documented. So there is no question about, and it's not documented. It's not like us, because there's a lot of companies that are now introducing CBD oil. The company, and I'm not just picking on them, but the company I was with, all of a sudden, when the Farm Bill got signed, CBD oil came out, and they just introduced it. It's going to ship in March. And the first thing I did was say, okay, great, that's awesome. You've got this kind of this catch of better absorption and all this stuff. That's awesome. Let me see the documentation. Well, we can't give you that because it's patented. We can't share the documentation. You'll never see that with HempWorks. We share all of the documentation of everything, every batch that we have, so people can see. And what I love about what we've got, because they sell it here in Idaho all over the place. I'm in North Idaho. And you go to these shops, and I went to the shops, a couple of the shops, and I asked them, to show me what they had. And they had some open bottles, and they pulled them up, and they were just so proud of it. They said, look at this, it was this nice crystal clear color, and it looks so cool and everything. And I happen to have a bottle with me, and I pulled open ours, and I showed them what we had. And they said, oh, that's the same color as the hemp plant. Who knew? In my mind, there's just no question about what we have. And because of the documentation, because of the quality of it, you can look on the label of this. There's pure CBD oil and hemp seed oil. There's not coconut oil. There's not glycerin. There's not any of the other things. This new company has got 10 other filler ingredients, and the cost of ours is 69, and the cost of their new product is 139. So every day I find more and more, I don't know what you want, verification, validation, that there's a reason why HempWorks is the largest network marketing company in the world selling CBD oil, and we've been rated the purest. There's an organization out there called US Hemp Roundtable, and this organization is the organization that will be putting seals on CBD oil to prove that they are what they say they are. And so far, they were at our convention, and they said the standard's going to be here. HempWorks is already up here. We will have the first seal, and we are already been rated the purest. So those are the things that when people really ask, what I tell them, but more so if they're really concerned, I get them the samples. Just try it. Just get on it for 7 days and tell me what you feel. For me, that was the biggest thing, because at first, when I first got the product, I didn't know any of this stuff. And a year and a half ago, I went through open heart surgery and I thought I was in perfect health. Had to have a quadruple bypass. And then 3 months after that, the bypass failed. I had a heart attack and had to have stents put in. And so when I got on this product, all I knew was, man, I felt like a new person. And I had gone through, I've got all these, the medication you have to take and everything else was pretty much making me tired and hurting my joints and doing all these things. And now, I don't have any of that. And my cardiologist can't figure out what I'm doing. He says, I've never seen cholesterol like this. My overall cholesterol is at 106, and my bad cholesterol is at 63, and he's never seen that before. And the only thing I've changed is I'm doing this. Now, okay.
And when you say you're doing this, what does that mean? You're just taking the CBD drops?
CBD oil in the morning and CBD oil in the evening. And I may have cut my bacon down to 5 instead of 6 slices. But they wanted me on the Mediterranean diet. They wanted me to eat all this food that tastes terrible and it makes your life miserable, and it's no fun whatsoever. And I tried it for a while, and then I got introduced to this, and I had no idea that this was going to affect my cholesterol. But then after I did some research, I found out, oh yeah, it can do amazing things. And a couple of months ago, when I went in for my 3-month checkup, and because I'm a veteran, I go to the VA hospital, and the cardiologist walked in to the waiting room, called my name, and he was literally skipping down the hallway, asking me, had I seen my blood work yet? And I hadn't seen it because I'd just given it a couple of days before. And he printed it out, and he said, I've never seen this before in my life. And he's a guy my age. He's been a doctor for a long time. And he said, your cholesterol is amazing. I don't care what you're doing. Just keep doing it. And I told him, I said, I think I've lost a pound or two. And he looked at the records and said, no, actually, you put on a pound. So, the only thing I changed was I started taking this in the morning and the evening. And sometimes I'll even take a squirt during the day, if I'm feeling a little achy or whatever. And, because you can't overdose on it. It can't hurt you. It can only do, better and better and better for you. So,
is there some place within the books that the company has, or on a website or something, that can identify all the different things that it helps and what the correct dosages are? So that, we can't, when we're talking to people, we're not medical people. So right. They look at us like, we have 14 eyes.
Yeah, and the company can't either, unfortunately, because that we've got that organization called FDA, and so the company can't legally say, yeah, it does this, and this, and that. But here's what I know: there have been over 23,000 research papers written on it. There's hardly anything that you can't go and search and add CBD oil to it and find something about how it helps it. It's based on our endocannabinoid system, which is a receptor system in our bodies that is designed to suck up and to soak up all the cannabinoids that are within the hemp plant. So it's not something like, some chemical or something that man has created, putting all of these other things like acai berries and all these other stuff together. And I'm not against any of that stuff, but I can't go out in nature and find a bush that has all of this stuff on it. I can go out in nature and find the hemp plant that has got the cannabinoids in it, and we have a cannabinoid system. And so the facts are that the results are amazing. Even if I think it's still on there. I don't know why they would take it off, but if you go to the Cancer Society, they've even got articles about how CBD oil is helping with the post chemotherapy effects and disasters that people are having and things like that. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We've got stories after stories after stories. Now, I did put together a Facebook group, and people continually add on to it, and you can go there, and there's all kinds of categories, and you can, look up, I don't know, and I don't know why this came to my head, but our best friend, she was having a challenge with menopause and hot flashes. She started on CBD oil, and it's gone. And she didn't order. She got her husband. It was her husband's fault, I'm sure. She said that to me. But her husband forgot to reorder, and she called me up and it's like, frantic, do you have any more? Man, the hot flashes are back. I've got to get this. And I got the bottle to her, and the next day she called me and said, thank you so much. I mean, we've heard stories that are just heart-wrenching and amazing. Things from children that are ADHD and have epilepsy, dogs that people have that have had hip issues that couldn't get up and down the stairs, and after a day or two of being on my wife calls Scooby treats, they're running up and down like little puppies again. So I always to be honest, I just send people to Google. They love Google anyways, and say, if they're looking for something on fibromyalgia, I'll just tell them, look, here, do just a little bit of your own due diligence and research here. Look at fibromyalgia and CBD oil. Dosage wise, the bottle recommends that each dose in here is 20 drops. Now, some people will tell their customers and their new reps, start off with 5 or 10 drops or whatever. Personally, for me, I opened the first bottle I had and it said 20 drops. And I, being an analytics scientist type, I sat there and did 20 drops and tried to figure out, where on this little dropper 20 drops was. And I did that about 3 times. And then I went, you know what, that's good enough for me. And I just, squirted it in my mouth, and it worked. So I know that some people have said if they start off with a lot the first time, especially like maybe on an empty stomach, they felt a little bit of nausea. And then I've had other people who said that, they've taken it and the nausea that they had went away. So everybody's body is a little bit different because of your system. You may be lacking, some of your receptors may be lacking more than others. So it just depends. So, I mean, the good answer is start off with 5 to 10 drops at first to see how it works, and then up it from there. I know Jenna Zweigel, she takes a whole dropper full of this in the morning, a whole dropper during the day, and a whole dropper at night. I know they're in the process of coming out with stronger versions of it. So for people that really need it, maybe people like it that are doing chemo and things like that. So I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit.
Yes, it does.
Anybody else? You have divided attention, so pick my brain. I can hopefully help you with anything that you need there.
It's Chris. Can you hear me?
Chris, it sounds like a guy. There's no guys allowed here. No. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Put your girl voice on, Chris.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, Chris, yeah, there you are. Now you're here twice. Okay. Now we can't hear you. Now we can't hear you.
Chris, tell Jenna what you need, and then she'll ask the question.
Yeah. Because we can't hear you. We can see you, and we can see you're talking, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can.
Sorry about that. So I just wanted to say that everybody that's on here, Ron, as Janice said, is one of our mentors. He's actually my main mentor company. And something that's very important that I think you guys should know is I know there's been some questions about, does your upline help you? And Ron, so that you guys know, is not even on my team. He does not make one penny off of me. He's on a completely different team. And I reached out to him because I liked what he talked about. I liked where his heart was, liked his feeling about a higher power. And I asked him if he would be my mentor. And he said he would be honored. So if that doesn't tell you what this company's about, it's a man that makes nothing off of me, not $1. But he takes me under his wing and is willing to guide me. So I just wanted to let you guys know, let that sink in. He makes nothing off of me and gives me everything. He's there for me constantly. So I'm going to get off on that. And you guys, please ask questions because this is the man that has the answers. Thank you.
And now the hair is standing up underneath my sleeve. And I want to say something about what Chris said. First off, it's an honor. I've come to know he and Jana, and they are just an amazing couple, amazing people, and I'm honored to be able to serve. And one of my pet peeves in network marketing has always been these boundaries and these borders. There's this old saying that a rising tide raises all ships. And if everybody in the company is having success, we all benefit from that. And to me, if I've got what I consider a scarcity mindset, where I'm concerned about Jana and Chris, them getting to 25K before me or 100K before me, and using what I'm teaching, and then I don't understand what life is all about, in my opinion. And that's just never been my nature. For me, God has given me the heart to help as many people as I can. That's why I'm in this business. That's what got me started in network marketing. So I don't care what team you're on, as long as I can help you, because the reality is we're all on the network marketing team. We're all on the HempWorks team. We're all on the My Daily Choice team, and we're all on the human team, which is the most important of that. And when I see people having success, no matter what team they're on, that just does my heart good. So I don't want you, if you're in the business and you're on their team, I'm telling you that because I don't want you to ever feel like you can't reach out to me. You don't necessarily even have to reach out through, and I'm not trying to kick Jana and Chris out of the place, but if you can't get a hold of Jana and you can't get a hold of Chris and you want to just, make sure we're friends on Facebook and you want to reach out to me and you have a question or you want me to meet with your team and help them, that's my passion. That's what I love doing. So, don't hesitate to do that. So,
and how do we reach you?
It's like, who do I call? Ghostbusters. Just reach out to Facebook and send me a friend request or message me. Right now I've got about 90 people with friend requests, and I'm kind of having to pick and choose people that are on the team or that I'm working with, like you guys, to accept the friends, because you get to 5,000 really fast, and then you got to go through and get rid of a bunch of people, and then you got to come back, and so. And certainly you can reach out to Jana and Chris, and
yes, for sure.
Yeah, I'm in contact with them pretty much. Yeah, I'm in contact with them pretty much every day, and I'm on their Team Hope message group, and if you reach out there, I'm watching that all the time and everything. So yeah, I'm really easy to get a hold of, very, very easy.
And Jana, while you're on the phone, would you give us your phone number, because I only have Chris's?
Okay, sure. It's 910-431-6090.
All right, thank you.
And you can message me on Facebook as well. Usually both of those are I'm usually on them all the time. and I've learned a lot from Ron. So I feel confident if you ask me something, I'm going to be able to answer. If not, I know I have a lifeline to phone a friend to Ron. So, well, great. Well, thank you guys. Does anybody have any questions? Any other questions?
Holly, you've got your hand up. Did you have a question?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Let me,
You have a really nice looking name there, but that's all we can see.
let me, there we go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hi,
I was drying my hair.
I know how that goes. I had a full beard up until a few days ago, so.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Well, it's funny because I was looking at another CBD oil group company, and so heard about Jana doing one. So she kind of, I mean, this is like within the last hour. So I guess my question is how do you, if you have so many farms, how do you know that it's all the same standard? I know you were mentioning third-party testing.
We don't have a lot of farms. We just have one of the largest ones in Kentucky that GenCanna works with.
Okay.
So if you go out to GenCanna, GenCanna.com, we have an exclusive agreement with them. They don't work with any other network marketing company. Now you'll see a bunch of, in fact, it was so funny because there's this one company that just before the convention, a bunch of their people, hello, young lady. We love kids here. Normally my grandson pops in and out of here, but right before the convention, I got sent an email or I think it was a Facebook message from someone in this other company saying, hey, GenCanna.
I'm sorry.
GenCanna has cut ties with HempWorks because their product has all kinds of fillers in it, and it's got sugar in it, and he listed off all these things. He wrote an article, and our company doesn't, and GenCanna is going to be coming with an exclusive agreement for our company, and they've already dropped HempWorks. And at that time, I didn't know what GenCanna and who GenCanna was.
Right.
I get to the convention, and the president of GenCanna is one of the speakers. And he announces to everybody in the world that we have an exclusive agreement with HempWorks, and we don't plan on, taking on any other network marketing companies in the world at this point. Mm-hmm. So they're working with one of the top farms in Kentucky. And the great news about that is because of our relationship with them, we have this, I don't want to say control, but we know exactly what's going on. We can see from plant to product every step. We're one of the only companies that GenCanna is that's FDA compliant. It's all being controlled. It's all being made sure that it is the best of the best. So, and you put GenCanna along with the U.S. Hemp Roundtable, which is the organization out there that is taking CBD oil for everybody to the next level, to make sure that it is the best quality, to make sure that if somebody is selling CBD oil, they have the U.S. Hemp Roundtable seal on it, stating that it's been tested by third parties. It is what they say is in there. Our company is GenCanna has taken, I don't know, hundreds of CBD oils that are out on the market and taken them in and had them analyzed, and almost all of them don't have what they say they do in it. They what they say on the label, because nobody regulates it.
Right.
So right now, U.S. Hemp Roundtable is going to be that regulatory organization that's going to say, okay, it's like USP on vitamins, USP seal of approval and stuff. They've got one that's the U.S. Hemp Roundtable that's going to certify that, and HempWorks is going to be the first one that's going to get the seal. But,
and how long has HempWorks been?
How long is what?
HempWorks been around?
Well, My Daily Choice started in 2014. And they started with just these amazing sprays. These things in themselves are amazing. 98% absorption rate. They're all top of the line, the best nutrition, the best of the best in, holistic nutrition, from Boost, which is your energy to, and I use this one probably the most, Brain. Okay. So in 2017, they introduced HempWorks.
Okay.
And if you look at 2017, we did about $9 million in revenue. 2018, we did over $100 million in revenue. And they're on track right now. What they're predicting is we may hit $1 billion in 2019, which would be the fastest company that's ever hit $1 billion in history. So,
and is it organic?
oh yeah. Now let me say something about that.
Uh-huh.
Nobody can say that legally, right?
Okay.
Because you have to go through all of this FDA process, and because the FDA, the Farm Bill just got signed in December of 2018 and everything, all that's going to happen. But because we're with an FDA compliant farm and everything we do, it's all been certified organic. We just can't say that it's certified until all that FDA stuff goes through.
Okay.
But yes, it's all organic, non-GMO, no certified, no mold, because of the processing that GenCanna does. There's absolutely no mold involved. And again, you can go out to their site, gencanna.com, and find all of that. So the one thing that really excited me about this company when I got really into it in June when I got started was the fact that they have no fear of the documentation. They document everything. They allow you to see everything. They don't hide behind patents. They don't hide behind any of this other stuff. They let you see all the documentation proving what they are. Every time I went out to these other companies and said, okay, I don't have any problem with it. If you're better, you're better. Let's compare.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of them is the same thing. Well, we can't show you our documentation because it's all proprietary, or it's all, patented, or it's all this and that. Well, to me, that's an easy way to say, you'll have to take our word for it. And why do that? So.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you see the documentation?
If you go to hempworks.com if you go to hempworks.com /Jana's username, I don't know what your username is, and you go to her site, there's a menu item right at the top that says documentation. And they just keep adding. Every time they do a batch, they'll add all the gas chromatology, the micro. I'm a physics major, so chemistry eludes me, but it's all this chemical stuff, and it's all.
And you all.
The results. Okay, go ahead.
You had talked about that third-party company, the U.S. Hemp Brown. What can you say that? You're not coming across clearly, so I'm not sure I'm getting the name correctly.
Okay, the third-party organization that tests it all is a company called GenCanna.
Right, but there's somebody that's going to put the seal on it.
The U.S. Hemp Roundtable.
I'm sorry, somebody's putting dishes away or something, and I'm not hearing U.S. Hemp what?
Roundtable.
Round table?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And they may be using those dishes to make CBD oil brownies. I don't think so, but they did. Yeah, U.S. Hemp Roundtable is the organization that has already gone to 6 states that were debating whether or not they were going to let people buy CBD oil or sell it and everything else. And 6 out of 6, they got them to turn it around and put legislation into place that, made everything perfect. So they are the big advocates. And there's only, on the board of directors for the U.S. Hemp Roundtable, there's only one network marketing company that's on the board of directors, and that's Josh Zwagel, our CEO, is on the board of directors. So again, that puts us in a really good position.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. I too, I was talking to Holly about the differences in, say, maybe a local company that's trying to get into the network marketing of CBD. And they may or may not have the same quality we do, since it is organic and non-GMO, that kind of stuff. But we were just kind of going into what the differences would be, say, starting with a smaller company compared to HempWorks that is already established, already been going through their growing pains. To me, the good thing about HempWorks was them partnering with Gincana, because after their convention, they did have a lot of orders, and it was kind of a big time where they were like, wow, we weren't really ready for all that orders. But what did they do? They had the capital to go out and partner with Gincana, and then they bought a $40 million farm. So we never have to worry about that supply being there when the demand is there.
Yeah, and because of where they're positioned, you know, being the biggest right now, it doesn't mean that other companies can't come in. And you know, Forbes is predicting this is going to be the next $1 trillion industry with a T. We're just at a position right now that, you know, and I give this example all the time, and it's just when I thought about it, it's exactly where we're at. If you could be back in 1976 in that garage with Paul Allen and Bill Gates when they were coming up with Microsoft, knowing what you know now, how many of us, you know, I mean, some of you may not have been born. I mean, I don't know, but for me, you know, I had no idea that Microsoft was going to be that. Amazon, Google, Facebook, you know, eBay, all of these things. You know, so if we could go back in time and look at it, well, you have that opportunity right now. And I consider HempWorks the Microsoft. Are there going to be other companies just like there are other competition companies out there for Microsoft? Yeah. And they make little bits and everything else. But it's going to take a long time for anybody to catch up to a company that's already the number one in this industry and at $100 million and growing exponentially. So, and Josh has made it perfectly clear, not only in his talk, but also in his actions, that he's going to make sure with Gincana that we're always going to have the best of the best product. Now, I can tell you for a fact that there will be other companies that can be as pure, because, you know, there's only so pure you can be, and other companies will get there, but there will be nobody that's better. There's just, you know, there's just, you know, chemistry and physics involved. You know, you can't make it any better. And I can tell you a secret. I know for a fact that Gincana is producing a strain of hemp that is going to be totally THC free, but with all of the cannabinoids, all of the CBD, and all of the other chemical components that make it a full spectrum plant. And it's already been patented. No one else is going to be able to have it. And so we're going to have access to something, because right now to have it, there are people that will debate it, you know, but the experts will tell you that to get a THC-free product out of the hemp plant, a pure, high-quality product, you need to extract the pure CBD, and you don't come out with a full-spectrum version. Now, people they'll say, oh, it's broad spectrum, or it's this or it's that, and it may or may not. Again, I'm not a chemist, so I can't substantiate, but I've read enough articles to see that it's a debate. And I can tell you that people, you know, I could show you a graphic. We've got tons of them that explain exactly what the pie chart is of all of the components, the chemical components of hemp. And everything works on a different part of the body. So if you've got a THC-free product that is just pure CBD, it may not help you as well in certain areas that you may be experiencing an illness or something going on in your body. Whereas you might find that the full spectrum is like night and day sometimes. Good example is our closest friend who was having the hot flashes and so forth. When she did the THC free, it didn't seem to do as much. As soon as she went back to the full spectrum, boom, everything was gone. Totally. She was sleeping through the night, no problems whatsoever. So to be able to have a THC free that is a totally full spectrum product, wow, that's going to be another game changer. So HempWorks has just positioned themselves because of what we did, and we were the first ones really to get out there and take CBD oil by the horns, regardless of all the, you know, the witchcraft behind it and all the bad press and everything else. Josh and Jenna said, we don't care. We're going to push forward because we know when this breaks loose, it's going to be huge. And you know, with Trump signing the Farm Bill, that was a game changer, and put us in the position of now everybody else is playing catch up. everybody else is going, oh, good, it finally opened up. Maybe we'll jump on board. Where HempWorks has already gone through all of that, and they've led the way. You know, what's the biggest network marketing company out there? Donna and Kathy, one of you probably know. Right?
Yeah.
Which one is it? It's Amway, right? Isn't Amway the largest network marketing? Is it like a multi-billion-dollar company? So, I mean, it's not a startup by any means. It's one of the old established companies out there. Amway was the first to really brave the new horizon and forge the path for all of the network marketing companies that came after that. I'm from Michigan. I'm from Amway country. And I remember back, when they first started up and back in the 50s and the 60s and all the lawsuits and everything that they went through, but they stuck to it. And they're, people will say, well, we're just kind of like Amway. No, you're not. You're not like Amway. Amway is huge. It is a huge, huge corporation, a huge business, and people are still selling Amway. People are still getting involved with Amway to this day. Herbalife, another huge one. Mary Kay, another huge one. I mean, these are companies that have forged the way, and other companies come along. Well, when it comes to CBD oil, HempWorks is the company right now that's gone through all the pains and all the agony and everything, and other companies are going to be there, but I think Amway's going to, I think HempWorks is going to be like the Mary Kays, the Amways, the Herbalifes in the CBD arena. And those people that get on right now, this company just hit momentum after the convention. And if you understand network marketing and business and momentum, we are in momentum right now. To go from 9 million to 100 plus million, this is momentum. The timing couldn't be any better.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions? Wally, are you good?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think so.
You can always call me after this.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit more.
Okay.
Donna and Kathy, how are you guys doing?
Good, thank you. Very good information. Very good.
Good. We're happy you made it. Thank you so much. You guys can call me later too. I know it's Super Bowl, so y'all can call me tomorrow. I'll be flying half the day back home.
What's Super Bowl?
Yeah. Watching.
I heard that HempWorks was the coffee was going to be during the Super Bowl. They were advertising the coffee at the Super Bowl.
No comment. I only watch the commercials. I'm not much of an armchair sports person, but I'm going to leave you guys with this one thing too. Okay. And to me, this is the most important thing. The most important reason I got involved with this business. After all the other things that were so amazing, after all the other things that were so important, after all the other things that I evaluated, after 40 years of experience in this industry, in this profession, the one thing that sat me down in my chair and got my attention was not the company at all. It was Robert Hollis. It was the leadership. No other company offered that. Here's a guy who's an 8-figure earner. He's created 55 millionaires. He's number 13 top earner ever in the world. When he came out and he had his choice, he wanted to build a business for his wife. He had his choice who he could pick from. People, would have died to have them come with his company. But he went out and did his research. And when Robert Hollis does his research, he's got other 8-figure earners that he reaches out to say, what's the company to go to? What's the thing that you need to look at? And every single one of the people that he reached out to said, you need to go talk to Jenna Zweigel. You need to go see what they're doing. This is the next big thing. You need to go look at it. So he sat down with Jenna Zweigel and had her open up her back office, and she did willingly and showed him her weekly check. And her weekly check that week was over $157,000. His biggest weekly check was $70,000, $75,000, I think. When he saw that and saw what they were doing and saw the product and saw the company and met Josh and Jenna and saw their heart and saw what they were doing, and he'll tell you, it's after 32 years of building huge organizations of hundreds of thousands of people and making a lot of 6-figure earners and a lot of millionaires, It's the first company that he's been with where the CEO is determined and always trying to find more ways to put more money into the field. And for me, that was the difference. It was who I got, who I was able to attach my red wagon to. And with you guys, you get Jenna, you get Chris, you get Ron, you get Robert. In my opinion, those things are invaluable. For me, it was Robert Hollis. When I found out that I could hook my wagon to Robert Hollis and his company, along with all the other things, it was a no-brainer. It took me an hour to make a decision to jump into this business. In my first month in the business, I went from 0 to 10K affiliate in 19 days and closed the month out at 24,000 in volume. And our team now is doing over $60,000, $70,000 in business every single month. I'm on track this month to hit 100K affiliate, which will mean that we will have to do well over $100,000 in business in 8 months after being in the business 8 months. It's not because of Ron Deering. It's because of leadership like Robert Hollis and having a team and a community that we're creating of servant hearts and servant leaders and people that really, truly want to help other people, that really, truly want to impact lives. The fact that I'm a 50K affiliate means I've had the opportunity to impact and build a team that's impacting a lot of lives. And that's where my passion is. That's where my heart goes. That's what brings me to tears when I get talking about it, because I know that we're impacting and changing so many lives. And I can't do that anyplace else. So what you get with this company is this company, and that's an amazing thing. But what you really get are the people that are involved with this company, like Robert and Jana and Chris. And that's invaluable. You're not going to get that anywhere else. I guarantee it. So God bless you all. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Again,
Thank you, Ron. Love you.
Anytime. I love you guys.
Yeah, very much. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you.
One can reach out to me at any time.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Guys,
Nice
have
to
a
meet
good
you all.
one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Happy Super Bowl.
God bless you. Bye-bye.